The inaugural Pritzker Military Museum and Library Citizen Soldier Award was presented in 2020 to Senator Bob Dole, a remarkable leader, a longtime public servant, and a man of integrity. We recall his selfless service, his quick wit, and his steadfast support as we remember our friend, hero, and model citizen soldier. This evening, we honor three exceptional individuals who embody the traditions of the citizen soldier. Their courage, their devoted service, and their leadership have been tested in both military and civilian arenas. Breaking gender and racial barriers and serving above and beyond the call of duty, we are thrilled to celebrate these extraordinary individuals. One might say that General Ann Dunwoody has military service in her blood. Despite hailing from a family of 4 generations of West Point graduates, her early career goals did not include military service. Instead, she was drawn to physical education and coaching. After exploring several military programs in college, she recognized that her personal values aligned closely with those of the military, and she opted to join the family business, commissioning upon graduation from college. General Dunwoody may be best known as the first woman to achieve the rank of 4-star general in the United States Army. However, she reached several other firsts in earlier years, becoming the first female to command a battalion in the 82nd Airborne Division, the first female general officer at Fort Bragg, and the first woman to command the Combined Arms Support Command, CASCOM, at Fort Lee, Virginia. She also served as commanding general of the U.S. Army Materiel Command, with oversight of over 70,000 military and civilian employees, the largest global logistics command. Following 38 years of distinguished service, General Dunwoody retired in 2012, serving as a role model and an inspiration for the thousands whose lives she's touched. She continues her service by participating on several corporate and nonprofit boards. Imagine you are on a mission in Vietnam when your battalion comes under intense enemy fire and suffers heavy human losses. With injuries to your head and your arms, you realize that the company commander is disabled, leaving no one to lead. Colonel Jack H. Jacobs found himself in that untenable position, and as a born leader, he took command, withdrew the unit to safety, and returned to the battlefield while under heavy fire to rescue wounded soldiers. He was awarded the prestigious Medal of Honor for exceptional heroism and for risking his own life, serving above and beyond the call of duty. During his self-initiated second tour in Vietnam, he served as a military advisor to South Vietnamese infantry units. His incomparable service also earned him 2 Silver Stars, 3 Bronze Star medals, 2 Purple Hearts, and the Legion of Merit. He taught at West Point from 1973 to 1976 and at the National War College beginning in 1983 until he retired in 1987. Since then, he has authored 2 books and taken on the role of military analyst for NBC News. He continues to offer expert commentary to a national audience on the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Colonel Jacobs' commitment to service is further evidenced by his board roles with numerous military-related organizations, including the Medal of Honor Foundation, the National World War II Museum, and the Code of Support Foundation. Lieutenant Colonel Enoch Woody Woodhouse enlisted in the United States Army at the age of 17 at his mother's urging. At the time, the U.S. Air Force had not yet been established as a separate branch of the armed forces. Jim Crow laws were in effect, with ostensibly separate but equal facilities for non-whites. American history of this period stands in stark contrast to the achievements and the valor of the Tuskegee Airmen. This first U.S. all-black combat flying unit served with distinction during World War II, and they are revered to this day as some of the most accomplished aviators flying missions across Europe. Lieutenant Colonel Woodhouse, who became a pay officer with the Tuskegee Airmen, and his fellow airmen trained under segregated conditions, repeatedly facing racism both in and out of the military. Commissioning as a second lieutenant at 19, he was one of the youngest and the sole black officer attending officer candidate school in Wichita Falls, Texas at the time. While serving in the reserves, Lieutenant Colonel Woodhouse earned a bachelor's degree at Yale University, followed by a Juris Doctor degree from Boston University's School of Law. His career as a trial attorney spanned 5 decades and included stints in both private and government roles. He remains active through speaking engagements and is a recipient of a Tuskegee Airman Congressional Gold Medal and many other awards honoring his military service and his advocacy for civil rights. Congratulations to our well-deserving award recipients. Thank you for your service and for your inspiration.